The cafeteria at Maple Ridge Elementary was always loud at noon, filled with the clatter of trays, the squeak of sneakers on waxed floors, and the overlapping voices of children eager for their short break from class. But on this particular Tuesday, the noise felt strangely far away to Ethan Walker, a single father who sat at the far corner table waiting for his daughter, Lily. He had come to school early to drop off the lunch she'd forgotten and stayed because her teacher wanted a quick word with him later. Ethan wasn't used to being inside schools in the middle of the day. He worked long hours as a mechanic, usually buried under hoods of cars and smeared with grease. Life had been a whirlwind ever since his wife, Marissa, passed away 2 years earlier, leaving him to raise their 7-year-old daughter alone. He did his best, cooking simple meals, braiding Lily's hair the way YouTube tutorials showed him, trying not to cry at night when the apartment felt too quiet. But still, he often felt like he wasn't enough. Across the cafeteria, kids moved around in clusters, choosing tables, trading snacks, sharing jokes. But one figure stood alone at the edge of the room, a tiny girl, thinner than most, balancing awkwardly on a single crutch. Her left pant leg hung empty, neatly folded up and clipped to her waistband. She held a lunch tray with both trembling hands, scanning the room for a place to sit. Ethan noticed her just as she noticed him. She hesitated, pressing her lips together nervously, and took a small, uneven step toward his table. "Can I sit here?" she asked softly. Her voice was barely above the cafeteria noise, trembling, not from fear of him, but from something older, deeper, something that looked a lot like loneliness. Ethan blinked. He had expected Lily to return any moment, but this girl, with her messy braid and brave eyes, seemed like she desperately needed a place to land. "Of course you can," Ethan said, pulling out the chair across from him. "You can sit wherever you like." The little girl stared at him for a moment, surprised. Then she nodded, carefully lowered herself onto the seat and placed her lunch tray on the table. She breathed out slowly, as if relieved. "My name is Harper," she said. "What's yours?" "I'm Ethan," he answered. "I'm waiting for my daughter, Lily. She's in the 2nd grade. Harper nodded enthusiastically. "I know Lily. She's really nice." Ethan smiled. "She is. She gets that from her mom." At the mention of Marissa, something heavy tugged at his heart, but he pushed it away. Harper began peeling the wrapper off her sandwich. It wasn't a normal lunch, just plain white bread with something inside that didn't look quite right. Her apple was bruised, her juice box dented. Ethan tried not to stare, but Harper caught him. "It's okay," she said quickly, shrugging. "My foster mom says food is food, and I shouldn't complain." Ethan's eyebrows tightened. "Foster mom, do you like living with her?" he asked gently. Harper shrugged again, softer this time. "Sometimes. She's busy a lot." Ethan noticed the way she avoided eye contact when she said it. He recognized that feeling, a child trying not to speak badly about the only adult in her world. Before he could respond, Harper tapped her fingers lightly on the table, eyes wide as if she wanted to ask something but wasn't sure she should. "You don't mind me sitting here, right?" she asked again, quieter. "Not at all," Ethan said. "I'm glad you came over." Her shoulders eased at that, and then something remarkable happened. A small, warm smile bloomed across her face, like she wasn't used to hearing those words. Ethan wondered how many times she had been turned away by kids who didn't know how to treat someone different. She took a sip of her juice and changed the subject. "Lily likes unicorns," she said. "Did you know that?" Ethan laughed. "She has unicorn stickers on everything she owns, even my toolbox." Harper giggled. An honest, unguarded sound that made her look like any other child for a moment, instead of a girl who had already faced more challenges than most adults. Just then, Lily came running in, her lunchbox swinging from her hand. Her long brown ponytail bounced as she ran. "Daddy," she shouted, sliding into the chair beside Harper and wrapping her arms around him. Then she turned to Harper, eyes lighting up. "You're sitting with us today." Harper nodded shyly. Lily grinned even wider. "Good, I like when you sit with me." The two girls chatted excitedly, their voices blending into the cafeteria noise. Ethan watched them, touched by how natural their friendship seemed. Lily didn't treat Harper any differently, not because she was trying to be kind, but because she truly didn't see Harper as anything other than what she was, just a little girl like her. But as he watched Harper, something else stirred in him, something protective. She ate slowly, cautiously, as if afraid to spill anything. She kept glancing around the room at other tables, her smile fading whenever she thought someone was watching. "Do you get teased sometimes?" he asked quietly when Lily ran to get napkins. Harper's breath caught. She nodded. "Some kids say I look weird or broken." Her voice cracked. "But I'm not broken. I just lost something." Ethan's chest tightened. "Harper," he said, leaning forward, "there is nothing wrong with you. Not one thing, and anyone who says otherwise is wrong." Her eyes glimmered, but she didn't wipe the tear that slipped down her cheek. Instead, she let it fall as if she didn't want to hide anything from him. "Thank you," she whispered. Ethan felt something shift inside him. This little girl hadn't just asked to sit at his table. She had asked for acceptance. Safety, warmth, things she wasn't getting nearly enough of. When lunch ended, Lily and Harper walked together toward the trash bins. Harper moved slowly but steadily on her crutch, Lily patiently matching her pace. Watching them, Ethan's heart melted. After Lily left for class, Harper lingered for a moment at his side. "Thank you for letting me sit here," she said again, her eyes glossy. "Most grown-ups, they just smile but don't really want me around, Harper." Ethan said softly, "You're welcome at my table any time, and I'm not just saying that." Her chin trembled. "I know, that's why it made me cry, but good crying." She hugged him then, awkwardly because of the crutch, but tightly with her free arm. Ethan froze, surprised, then gently hugged her back. "Anytime you need someone to sit with," he murmured as she pulled away. "You come find me, okay?" She nodded and limped back to class, wiping her face discreetly. Ethan watched her go, feeling something ache in his chest, not from sadness, but from the sudden, overwhelming urge to protect someone he had only just met. The following week, he found out more from Lily. "Daddy," Lily said as they walked home, "Harper's foster mom doesn't come to school things, not even the talent show. She says she's too busy." Ethan frowned. "Does Harper seem upset about that?" "She pretends she isn't," Lily said, "but I see her looking at the door a lot." Later that night, Ethan sat at the kitchen table thinking about Harper. He couldn't explain why she had gotten under his skin so quickly. Maybe it was because she was Lily's age. Maybe because she reminded him of his own child, brave but fragile. Or maybe because he recognized the look she carried in her eyes, the look of a child who desperately wanted to belong. The next week, he found himself arriving early again during lunch, and there she was standing alone with her tray, scanning for a seat. This time, she didn't ask. She simply smiled shyly and walked toward him. "You saved me a seat," she whispered. "All yours," Ethan said, and so it became a routine. Every Tuesday and Thursday, when he had a long enough break from the shop, he arrived at the school to deliver Lily's lunch, whether she forgot it or not, and Harper found him. They shared stories about their days. Harper told him about the physical therapy sessions she disliked because they made her feel slow. Ethan told her about the cars he fixed and the customers who complained no matter what he did. Harper laughed at all the right moments. Lily joined them whenever she could, and the three of them formed a small circle of warmth in that noisy cafeteria. Then came the day Harper didn't show up. The lunch bell rang, kids poured in. Lily sat beside her dad, swinging her legs as she ate her sandwich. But Harper's usual spot remained empty. "Maybe she's late," Lily offered, but the minutes passed and no Harper. Ethan couldn't shake the worry twisting inside him. The next morning he called the school office, pretending it was casual. "Oh, Harper," the secretary said. "Yes, she's been absent this week. I think her foster placement changed again. Poor thing." Ethan's heart dropped. Changed again, just like that. For 3 days, he couldn't stop thinking about her. Was she safe? Was she scared? Did she think he had forgotten about her? Then on Friday afternoon his phone rang. It was Lily's new teacher. "Mr. Walker," she said, "I wanted to inform you that Lily listed you as a trusted adult in case of emergencies, and, well, Harper Parker listed you too." Ethan froze. "What do you mean she listed me?" "She said you were the only adult who made her feel safe at school." Ethan swallowed hard. "Is Harper back?" "Yes," the teacher said, "but she seems withdrawn. I think seeing a familiar face would do her some good." That evening, when he picked up Lily, he saw Harper standing by the school gate, hugging her backpack tightly to her chest. She spotted him, paused, then walked forward with that same cautious hope he remembered so well. "I didn't know if you'd still want me to sit with you," she whispered. "Harper," he said, kneeling to her level, "I always want you to sit with me." Her eyes filled instantly, tears she fought with all her strength. "You don't know how much that means," she said, voice breaking. "You're the first grown-up who says things like that to me." Ethan gently rested a hand on her shoulder. You deserve people who say that, he murmured. Every day, she cried then silently, pressing her face into his shoulder. He held her, careful of her balance, feeling her small frame shake with relief and exhaustion. From that day on, Ethan became not just a friendly adult, but a steady presence in Harper's life. He attended her talent show when her foster mother didn't show up. He saw her smile when she spotted him in the audience. He met with her caseworker and expressed concerns when he noticed things Harper didn't know how to say. Not because he wanted to interfere, but because he cared, because she mattered, and slowly Harper blossomed. She began walking with more confidence. She laughed louder. She stopped flinching every time someone new approached her. One spring afternoon, while the girls played in the park, Harper sat beside Ethan on the bench. I never told you how I lost my leg, she said suddenly. You don't have to, he replied gently. I want to, she insisted. She told him about the car accident when she was 4, about losing her mother, about bouncing from one foster home to another. When she finished, she looked up at him. Do you know what hurts most? She whispered. Being alone, feeling like nobody wants you. Ethan swallowed the lump in his throat. You're not alone anymore, he said firmly. Harper leaned against him, small and trusting. I know, she whispered. Because you said you'd always save me a seat. Tears slid down her cheeks, but this time they were soft, healing. Years later, it became more than a seat at a lunch table. It became a place in his home, a place in his family, a place in his heart, because sometimes a single question, can I sit here, changes more than just a moment. It changes a life, and in Harper's case, it changed too.